It's all good?
It's all
Good on your end?
good. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're playing in Brighton soon, aren't you? You're playing with Shame, is that right?
Yeah, I think so. We've got so many dates planned, but yeah, that sounds about right.
I was trying to work it out myself. So you're doing a little support tour with Shame, and
Yeah.
then you're doing your own thing as well.
Yeah, we've got a few dates like this weekend of like our first kind of like headline shows.
Right.
And then we'll be going out with Shane.
So what do you think about that prospect, playing with Shame?
Really exciting. They're very cool. So like me and Hester are just like a bit daunted, and like when we say to everyone, like we're like, oh, we're supporting Shame, they look really cool and scary. I don't know, I've only heard like nice things about them. Apparently they're very nice boys, so
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. I think the lead singer looks like he might want to cause a bit of trouble, maybe, but I don't think he's anything like that. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen them, but I saw them play. Saw them play once, and I was blown away. I thought they're amazing, really good.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun.
So cool. It will be fun. I can't believe it. Yeah.
Really cool. So Wet Leg is just basically you, isn't it? And Hester.
And Hester, yeah. And then we've got a band of boys with us on the road, which is really nice.
Okay. So what will be the lineup on stage? I mean, in terms of instrumentation.
So we've got Henry Holmes on the drums. He's like the most amazing drummer. He's like so good to watch. We've got Ellis Durand on bass, and then Joshua Mabaraki is playing some keys for us and a bit of extra guitar here and there. And Hester's got all of the nice leady lines and fun pedals, and I just kind of like, I just downstrum the whole time.
Right. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
How did it begin? Was it just you two? Normally, is it just you two making music? But then when you did your first live shows, how did you do those?
Our first live shows, we had my ex-boyfriend was in the band. And then when that relationship ended, he swiftly got kicked out. And we had like a different friend playing bass. So this is like a new incarnation of live setup. And the first time we all played together was at Latitude Festival, and it was just really good. It's just been really good. Like really solid team, really kind and funny people.
So I guess this will be kind of your first experiences of going out on fairly lengthy tours, is that right?
Yeah, so we just finished Inhaler, like we were supporting them, and I think we were away from home for 3 weeks. And then we've just had like a week back, and then we're going out again probably for like another 3 weeks, I think it is. So yeah, it's all very new to us, and it's like such a strange lifestyle.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Well, that's important.
We had some highs, we had some lows.
Yeah.
We've had like so many Itsu noodle parts. And then like, I can't cook anything anymore. I've forgotten how to be a homebody in just those first 3 weeks. I just
Brilliant.
It's been good.
Did you do the End of the Road festival?
No, we did Greenland.
Green Man, okay.
Yeah, which even though I know it's not like the same weekend or anything, but it feels like they, to me, they're kind of like the two festivals that I always
Yeah,
really
I've
go
never actually
to.
been to Green Man. I always want to go, but I never get there. But yeah, it always looks amazing. The
Yeah,
lineup.
it's super beautiful.
Yeah,
Super
nice,
beautiful, really cool lineup.
nice site. I haven't really got any excuses because my mum lives only about 10 miles away from there. So I could easily go to the festival and then just go home, couldn't I? Well, go and see my mum, basically.
Yeah,
No excuses.
no excuses. You should do it.
Yeah, I know.
Did you go to End of the Road?
Yeah, I went this year, actually.
Yeah.
That was the first time I'd been out. Well, the first time I'd really seen a proper show, gig, festival or normal gig since before
Yeah.
the pandemic. So I was quite, it was amazing. It almost felt like nothing had happened in a way. It was like
Yeah.
everybody was being normal and mixing, and
Yeah.
it was great. I loved it. So
It has this weird like nostalgia. Like I think like I found that with like Latitude, like it had been so long since I'd been to a festival. But it felt perfectly normal.
yeah,
But also like a different memory. It was really funny feeling.
I think people were very excited, weren't they? It was like they were being
Yeah.
let out. Freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so a bit of, you're from the Isle of Wight, aren't you?
Yeah.
Were you born and raised there?
I moved there when I was 8.
Yeah.
I grew up in like near Liverpool,
Okay.
in Formby, Merseyside.
Are you still based in the Isle of Wight?
I'm a bit nomadic
Sort of.
at the minute.
It's not an easy
I've
place to
got
get to,
some
is it?
stuff there. I've got some stuff
Yeah.
here in Clapton and London. Yeah, I'm just around.
Sure. So I mean, it's just an interesting place, isn't it, the Isle of Wight? It's kind of it's almost like a world into itself, isn't it? Like I
Yeah,
wouldn't say a time warp necessarily, but things are a bit different there, aren't they?
things are a bit different there.
Yeah.
You'd be hard done by to try and like, don't know, you can't get avocado on toast very readily.
No. Yeah. And the only way to
You
get
can
there is
have
still
a
by
panini.
you still, the only way to get there is by boat, is that right? Or
Yeah,
no other way
it
of getting
is.
there. Yeah.
No, it's so
Cool.
expensive as well.
Yeah. Did it feel like a good place? Because there's obviously quite a few sort of artists, musicians who are from the Isle of Wight. Plastic Mermaids, do you know them? And
yeah,
a couple
Coach
of other,
Party,
yeah.
Lauren Hibbard, and then like going back a bit further, like the Bees. The
The
Bees are from
Bees,
there.
yes, of course. Yeah, the Bees.
Yeah,
Do you think
they're
it's
great.
yeah, are they still going?
I don't think so. No,
No.
no, not
Do you
for a
think
while now.
do you think it's a place that lends itself to being a bit more, I don't know, um, not original? I don't mean that word necessarily, but like just doing something that's just not part of a scene or a trend or
Yeah, I've been thinking about this recently because like of like independent venue week coming up. Like when me and Hester were like kind of like 17 or whatever, like there weren't any music venues. So it's kind of funny that there seems to be like a little scene there, but there's no like venue that you can like kind of like geographically like pinpoint that scene to. So I don't really, I don't know. It's a weird one. I've forgotten what I'm trying to say here.
You probably weren't able to go and see many shows, were you, or anything like that?
Yeah, like we had.
I mean, Festival was there, obviously.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
yeah, we had like, so like our summer holidays, you'd like break up for that 6-week period and you'd go to Isle of Wight Festival, and then on the last weekend you'd go to festival. So it'd be like bookended by these two like pretty big festivals.
Yeah.
I remember going over to the Wedgwood rooms when I was like 16 or something with my friends. We went to see the Mystery Jets.
Oh yeah.
But then like we couldn't stay for the last song because
You had to get the
we had
ferry
to get
back.
the ferry. So
Yeah.
it's so expensive as well. Like when you
Yeah.
think about when you're like 15, 16, you don't have like an extra 20 quid to be spending on a
No.
ferry. You want to spend that on a t-shirt. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's expensive. But then I guess you just have more time to like make your own music and kind of like put on your own kind of DIY makeshifty gigs. And so yeah, you have more time and less distractions, I think, is like something that's probably quite forming about being on the Oil of Wight. Maybe that's it.
Is that what you're doing? Like putting on your own DIY shows and stuff like that? Or
not me personally, but
no.
yeah, friends would played. I think my first gig that I did was in like someone's house that was like a building site, and it was just like rubble everywhere. They put little like tea lights in like the gaps in the bricks and the walls, and there were about 10 people there, and the bar was just like a table that had like a little sign on it that said bar.
Yeah.
And like some little stubbies.
Yeah. I like this. I like the sound of those sort of gigs.
Yeah. There've been a few good ones. Yeah. And like Ventnor Fringe Festival is there.
Okay.
And that's kind of like 10 years on now, that's been going. But this was probably like 10 years ago. I think it was like one of their like first gigs that they put on that I played. That was in this like little derelict house. Yeah.
So what was what was the impetus to get into music in the first place? What was it? Were you just messing about, or just don't know, experimenting?
Yeah, I've always, like, for me, I've always sung. I always did like musical theatre and stuff when I was little.
Yeah.
And like just like binged loads of Disney films. It's not very cool, but that's, yeah.
When you're little, that's fine.
Yeah, when I was little. And then when I was like 14 or something, I inherited like my older siblings like iTunes, and I think that's when I first kind of thought like, oh, this is really fun.
Yeah. So yeah, meeting getting to know Hester. How long have you known her for?
About 10 years.
10 years, okay.
Yeah, we met in college.
Right.
And yeah, she's always been super quiet, and I've always been like a bit of an extrovert.
Right.
So I don't think we started like playing, like we'd always played in like other bands and stuff, and like she had a solo thing at one point and I had a solo thing at one point. But it wasn't until maybe like 3 years ago that we like actually started playing together, and then like a couple years ago that's when we started Wet Leg.
So is it right that you've only got there's only 2 songs, isn't there, out there? Chaise Lounge and Wet Dream. Those are the only 2 songs that have made the light of day, as it were.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that you've got some in the bag. Obviously you're playing some live on stage, aren't you?
Yeah.
What's the plan?
What's the plan? Yeah, we've got another single coming out very soon. It's going to come out with a music video, and so we're so early days though, but I think it has to come out in like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
There's like lots of homework that we haven't done.
Homework.
Oh God.
What do you mean homework? What do you mean?
Homework, like just like there's lots of things that like people need to like facilitate putting the next thing out.
Right.
A lot of things. Yeah, I feel quite behind on it.
It's okay. So you make them yourself, don't you?
Yeah, we have been, but we're just getting so busy now that we're kind of like having to get like more people involved, which is great. But that involves like talking to more people, and it involves doing things in like time constraints. So like when we made Chaise Longue, it's like we could film it and then like just kind of like walk around and like watch stuff back, and then if there's anything that we needed, like thought we wanted another shot for, we'd just go out like the next day and get it. So like it's great to have more people involved, but it requires like a lot more organization and a lot more like things like storyboarding and stuff that I don't really like to do. I like to just go with the flow and then see what you get and then like fix it into something good in the edit and not be too bogged down and like, and then this happens and then this happens. You know.
Yeah, it can be a difficult transformation, can't it? From the free-flowing kind of artistic way of doing things with no time constraints, and suddenly everybody's making demands of you, and you got to do this and you got to do that, and so hopefully you'll adapt. And delegate. It's always worth delegating if you can. That's the
thing, isn't it? I'm really bad at delegating. But I think you just have to build relationships with people and like learn to delegate and trust and like it's all good. It's exciting.
Yeah, you can't complain, can you?
It's nerve-wracking getting other people involved.
So just sort of finally about obviously you're on Domino. And how did that happen? How did you, because obviously Domino is such a, I wouldn't say household name, but in the world of music it's kind of extremely well known, isn't it? Lawrence Bell, isn't it? Lawrence. Is he still running it, Lawrence?
He is.
And he's been basically
like really supportive.
Yeah, he's just a music lover, isn't he? I mean, he just loves his music, and he gets very involved in it. And so how did that happen? How did you hook up with Domino? Because you didn't have anything out, did you? It was just a case of, did they see you live, or did you send them some stuff, or how did that happen?
No, they didn't see us live. So what happened was we'd recorded Chaise Longue with our friend at his studio in South London, our friend from the Isle of Wight, of course. And we were gonna like record some more bits and like get some things together before reaching out to like management, and then like once we'd had one like, and then like we're hoping that once we found good management and like they could like guide us to the next like whatever. So we were working on some recordings with our friend John, who recorded and produced Chaise Longue, and then lockdown happened, and then we made the video for Chaise Longue just like because we were losing our minds doing nothing. We just thought it'd be a fun thing to do, fun productive thing to do. And we recorded some other demos with Hester's boyfriend Joshua, and we made another music video in lockdown as well. which is going to be put out, but not yet, not the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we like had like a little bundle of like 4 songs and like 2 music videos to go with it, and had a meeting with our now manager, Martin Hall. And then he was like, "This is great. Are you sure about your name though? Not keen on the name?" We're like, "Yes, it has to be called Wet Leg Martin." And then he kind of like reached out to a small little indie label, big indie label being Domino, and a major label, and we kind of like did the courting thing with like these 3 different people, and like, yeah, Domino just felt like a really good home for us, and we couldn't quite believe that they were like, like came down to the Isle of Wight and like had a lunch with us, and like it was very weird. It's very funny.
Did they buy lunch? That's the
yeah, we got bought lots of lunches.
Got
good
old fashioned
this is the courting process. So we were well fed for a bit. And Domino just bought us the best lunch, and so we went with them naturally.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And I hope your riders are good. Are you quite demanding on your riders? Gig riders.
We've got prawn cocktail crisps.
God, that's not good.
Sparkling water, still.
And like a £5 buyout or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they do it these days. They sometimes give you here's £5, go and get a bag of chips, or some people might provide a really nice spread. I remember when I was doing, because I used to do a bit of promotion back in the day, and but we always made sure the catering was really good, because we felt that was important. It was the artists and everybody appreciated it big time. They thought, wow, this is great, we're getting fed properly, it's nice food, and just lifted the whole, everybody suddenly becomes a bit more positive,
good for morale.
No,
our tour manager, before we went on like the last leg of the tour with Inhaler, she bought us like 48 Itsu noodle pots.
Right.
And so like because we're in like a tiny van as well, just like a Mercedes Vito, like 6-seater, so it's like completely round, and like all of our stuff is like Tetris in the back, and every time we turn up at a venue we open like the boot, and then like these Itsu pots just like
tumble out.
But they've been really good emergency Itsu pots.
Good emergency backup. I wouldn't say the healthiest thing in the world, but it's okay.
Not the best, not the worst.
No,
gets you through the day.
Okay, well, thanks very much for taking the time, Rhiannon, and
no problem.
Amazing stuff. I do have to ask about the wet leg thing though, because you actually brought it up. Why did your manager say I don't like the name?
I don't know, because he obviously has no taste. No, I think one of the things, like, Hester was really adamant on it. Even I wasn't sure at first, and then Hester like made us, like, because she's a jeweler, she made us these necklaces out of gold, and mine says wet and hers says leg. Okay. And so I was like, wow, Hester's like, she's really keen on this name.
Yeah.
I don't know, you just have to like trust in your own bad taste, don't you?
Yeah, it's a name, and it's kind of curious. I've got no idea what it means or where it comes from or anything. It could be completely random, or it could be a reference to something somewhere. I don't know. I'm sure you know the answer, but yeah, it's a good name. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? It's kind of like, it's evocative.
Yeah,
it's like, wet leg,
Get
you know.
some kind of reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. All right, well, good luck, and see you in Brighton. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exciting.
Shame or the or the headline show, whenever that is. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Take care, and
Nice.
thanks for bearing with me.
Nice chatting to you.
Cheers.
Oh,
Bye
no,
bye.
not at all. Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.